Top 5 African teams our big teams should not underrate during the African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire this month. These 5 teams, if you underrate them, if any of our big teams like Senegal, Cameroon, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, Ghana and the rest of them, they will surprise them during this competition. These 5 teams I'm about to mention, they have the quality players, they have what it takes to win the competition. Luck don't always shine by their side during Afcon competition. Sometimes you see them in the semi-finals, sometimes you see them in the final. Just like Senegal won it last year for the very first time. Maybe in Cote d'Ivoire this year we have a new champion for the first time in history. So let's go. Number 5 is Cape Verde. Cape Verde is one of the African teams you should watch out for during the African Cup of Nations this month. Cape Verde is not a team to overlook, though they look like the underdogs, they look underrated, but don't underrate them. They are 73 in the FIFA ranking and they are in Group B with Egypt, Ghana and Mozambique. They have good players like Willy Semedo that plays for Omonia Nicosia in Cyprus, Yellow Varela for Portimonense in Portugal. Most of the players play in Europe. They are not supposed to be underrated. Maybe they might shock Africa. Number 4 is Gambia. Gambia is one of the teams you don't have to underrate in this African Cup of Nations competition this year. Gambia is in Group C with Cameroon, Guinea and Senegal. Gambia is one team that always know how to surprise big teams when it comes to African football competition. They are one of the underdogs in this competition. They are one of the underrated teams in this competition. But any big team in Africa that want to underrate them should think again. Gambia have never won the African Cup of Nations in their history before. 126 in FIFA ranking, though they have a lot of amazing talent like Hassan Cisse that plays for Damak FC in Saudi Pro League, that is in Saudi Arabia. Musa Barrow that plays for El Tawu of Saudi Arabia in Saudi Pro League, and the rest of them. They have a lot of talent in Gambian national team. They are a team not to underrate or overlook. If not, they will surprise our big teams in this tournament. Number 3 is Guinea. Guinea is one team that I respect so much in West Africa. Guinea have never won the African Cup of Nations before, but they came close when they were first runner-up in 1976. That was hosted by Ethiopia, and they are one of the teams in West Africa I respect so much. They are 80 in the FIFA ranking and they are grouped alongside with Cameroon, Senegal and Gambia in Group C. They have amazing talents like Sawu Grassi that plays for Stuttgart of Germany. He has scored 17 goals so far and 1 assist for his club in Bundesliga. Former Liverpool midfielder Nabi Kawota that plays for Bremen in German league, and the rest of them, they have amazing talent, so many talent in the Guinean national team. They are one team that nobody is supposed to underrate or overlook. If not, they will shock you and they will shock the whole Africa for the first time in history. Number 2 is Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is one team in West Africa I respect so much too. They have never won the African Cup of Nations before in their history. The only time they came very close to win the African Cup of Nations was in 2013 African Cup of Nations that was hosted in South Africa, where they lost to Nigeria 1-0. Yes, that was the only time they came very close. Their current FIFA ranking is 57 and they are in Group D with Algeria, Angola and Mauritania. They are among one of the teams that will shock Africa this time around. They might shock Africa because they have what it takes. They have the talent. They have a lot of amazing players, amazing footballers that plays in Europe. Like their goalkeeper have a Cove that plays for Sporting Charlie in Belgium, Edmond Tabasoba that plays for Bayern Leverkusen, Issa Kabore that plays for Luton Town in the English Premier League, Dango Owutara that plays for Bournemouth in the English Premier League, and the rest of them. They have a lot of amazing players. Number 1 is Mali national team. The Mali national team is one team I always respect. I always respect them in West Africa. Yes, one team that I always respect, and I used to ask myself that this Mali national team, this Mali, they have a lot of talent. Why is it that they have never won the African Cup of Nations before? Maybe luck have not come to their side. For me, because they have a lot of amazing talent. So many of their players play in France. They have a lot of amazing talent. Yeah. They are in Group E with Tunisia, Namibia and South Africa. Their current FIFA ranking is 51. They have amazing talents like Yves Bissouma that plays for Tottenham Hotspur in England, in English Premier League. Boubacar Touré that plays for Wolves Wanderers in English Premier League, Adama Traore, Teku Kaota, and the rest of them. So many talent. If I say I should continue to call names of this Malians national team, I will call and call. They have amazing talent. For me, they have what it takes to win the African Cup of Nations. They are not a team to underrate because they have the quality players. They have what it takes to win the African Cup of Nations for the first time in their football history. They might shock Africa this time around. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are my top 5 African teams that I think they have what it takes to win the African Cup of Nations for the first time, just like Senegal won it at the last edition for the first time in history. Yes, you know, football is a game of luck. It's a game that is open for everybody, and these days there's nothing like a small team, nothing like small team. Yes, even the big team that wants to play, if they did not do the right thing, they might lose to the small team. So which of these African countries that I mentioned do you think have what it takes to win the African Cup of Nations for the first time? Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and as well follow for more. Thank you for watching.